Happy Tuesday, everybody. Going to wait, give it a few minutes. But I said I was going to be consistent, and I'm being consistent, showing up every week because I said I'm going to do it. But good evening. I'm going to give it a few minutes, let a few people come in. But I said I was okay. We live. We live on Facebook. That's what's up. We live. We live. Hello, Christy. How are you? Thank you so much for tuning in. Anybody who comes in, what will really help me out a lot is if you give this video, this live, a thumbs up. We're gonna go into what I'm talking about tonight. And but I just want to say thank you so much, you all, for rocking with me from the YouTube channel, Facebook. Started going on live Facebook, I think, last week. And thank you. But we are on the road. We are on the road to hit 3,000 subscribers. I am like 28, I think 28 maybe subscribers away from, well, 28 from 2,500. Ah, yeah. Burning up in this truck in Cali. Oh wow. You do you have an APU or EPU? But California is hot. California is California. I remember when I was over the road and my trainer, I was with my trainer and his APU, not APU, I think it's EPU because he doesn't have the one that has the tri-pack, the generator, it's the electronic one. But that thing went out when we were in Texas and it was like 103. And yeah. Oh wow. And here I just gave you my I just gave you my story and it's the exact same thing. Wow. And only thing I can say is if you can plug a fan in, like sometimes those small fans work. Whew, I'm hoping training is not much longer because, yeah, I'm just hoping it's not too much longer. But I know how that is. But when you get in your own truck, you can do whatever you want. You can fix everything. What's up, Terrell? How are you doing? Once again, like I said, everybody, I want to start going live every Tuesday. I said I was going to do that in July. And I think this is the last Tuesday in July. Or is there one more? Maybe one more because when is the 31st? The 31st. Nope, there's one more. So we've been doing it. We've been doing it. Your boy has been showing up. I'm trying my best to stay consistent. And I really want this content and this YouTube stuff to take off. So I'm showing up, trying my best to show up more. Got this fan rolling on the top bunk. Yeah. I remember I used to sometimes be sweating. I was sweating up there. And a couple of those nights I didn't go to sleep because it was just so hot and uncomfortable. But if you're able to, I don't know what company you work for, but if you're able to be at a terminal, like if they got bunk beds, be like, I'm staying in the bunk. So I was able to do that a couple times. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, let's talk about it, y'all. I hit 1 year was it last week? Last Friday? Last Friday I made 1 year of being a CDL Class A holder. And it's just it's been interesting. It's been a ride. Shout out to all my family on Facebook. Thank you so much. I posted a picture and you guys showed so much love on it. Got like over 100 likes, 50 comments. Yeah, I was really showing up. But what's crazy is how, like, when I started this journey, y'all was right there watching from the beginning. I remember telling certain people that I was about to be a truck driver, and they was like, "No, you're not. Shut up." I'm like, I'm really about to do this. So yeah. And it go by fast. Fast, really fast. I feel like I've only been driving 1 month. No, not 1 month, like 6 months. 6 months. Not a year, but yeah. I'm good. I'm chilling. Took the day off. I am good. Today is my off day. I'm off Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So, and as you guys know, I'm local, so I come home every day. So I'm not over the road anymore. Although some days I do miss probably going somewhere else outside of where I go. But when I come home, I forget about all of that. Thank you. Thank you. What up, Trev? What's up? But yeah, like I said, I just wanted to come hang out with y'all. And how are y'all doing? Put it in the comments. I do care about how people are. I am not that person when I get on the phone or call somebody. When I say how are you, I really want to know how are you. I'm not just saying it out of formality because that's the right thing to do, but I want to know how you doing. And hey, maybe I can encourage you. Maybe we can encourage each other. Maybe we can, maybe you're not feeling good or having a bad day. We could talk it out. Yeah. So we're all in this together. So it's just never just about me or whatever. That's just the way I see. I had that experience. I think it was a couple of days ago. I had to call my fleet manager and he answered the phone and I said, "Hey, how are you?" And it was a long pause. Because I guess people don't wait for the response. People don't actually say something. But he finally said, "Oh, I'm doing good." What's up, Jasmine? What's good? How are you? How's your day going? And you're getting closer to your date to get on the road. But I've been wanting to do this video for a minute as a YouTube video. I wanted to talk about the jobs I had before I was a trucker. Very true. Yeah, I've really I've heard people ask and then it's like a run-on sentence. They be like, "Hey, how are you?" So such and such such. I'm just like, "Oh, okay." So yeah, I guess it's like maybe like the pre-recorded message that people give from when they do get on the phone. And I guess you kind of mostly get that on the phone, verbally on a phone call. I don't think you get that mostly. You don't get that kind of thing through a text or whatever. But people will hit you up, and people hit you up that you've not talked to for a minute, and then they'll start saying like blah 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 blah. I'm like, "Hey, how are you?" Okay. Before you make your request, no, can we have a greeting or something? I don't know. That's just the way I see it. But I wanted to make this video about truck uh jobs I had before I started trucking. And if you guys don't know, but I've literally had a lot of jobs in various aspects since I was able to get a job. No, I was working before I got a job. I was under getting money under the table. Anybody had a job like that where you you wasn't I ain't gonna say you wasn't old enough, but I wasn't 18. I don't think I was 16. So it was just cash. Uh and this is what I did. This resume, I went and got this resume. Can y'all see that? This resume, first of all, I don't even think we do 2, 3 page resumes anymore, right? We're only like one resume, just one page. Put it all in one page. And this even got my old address. That's my mom address. I ain't gonna show you that. But that phone number, I don't even have that phone number, so it don't matter. But I don't know. I just wanted to go down memory lane and just see like what was I doing years ago that led me to trucking. Yeah, cash money at 10. Yeah. But yeah, so I want to start some people that if you follow me, I speak on it or whatever. But I am a musician, I'm a pianist. So went to a performing arts high school from 6th to 12th grade, and then studied in college after that. Started playing when I was 9, started by ear, then went to school, learned how to read. So yeah, I play classical, play at church and do all of that. But that was my first job. My first job was working in it was a Saturday school program. was a Saturday school program, and I taught like for 4 hours. Now I was like 15, 16, no, 15, maybe 16 at the time. And I was teaching like 5 year olds. So that was my first gig. And I got paid like every 2 weeks or something. So that was like my first real job, actually. Let me see what Christy said. Sweeping the floor at a beauty salon for cash at 10. Wow. My barber, I've seen my barber bring his son up there. I think his son is like 10 now. But yeah, I've seen that. And that's crazy. Like, and I know some people that started like working, doing some types of jobs younger than that. But I think the earlier the better. Like, if you teach a kid how to make their own money and be responsible, like those are some core values that's gonna follow you for the rest of your life. Yeah. So yeah, that was my first job, being a piano teacher. And then second, so this is my first W-2 job. I had this job in high school. I worked at Old Navy. Started working there September of 2007. Yeah, did that. And I actually liked working at Old Navy. I worked after I got out of school. I would get out of school, work like a 5 to 9 or 6 to 9 or 6 to 10, and then go home and go to school. Like, yeah, I was doing that at 16. It was a lot of us in school. We had jobs because I remember my friend, my sister Cartrice, she worked down in the same plaza as me, and she worked at TJ Maxx, and we used to always kind of all get off at the same time. Well, we were some responsible kids. We were some responsible kids. Yeah, thank you, Christy. I would say running the family, but my mom and them, they can sing, but they ain't singing like that, and they don't play no instruments. But I might be the oddball. Oh, and my mom is on here. Hey, mom. Now this is the comment right here, Jasmine. This is the comment right here. Yes, that was the biggest thing why I worked at Old Navy, because at the time Gap was real big, and if you worked at Old Navy, you can use your discount for Gap, Banana Republic, and I stayed at Gap and Banana Republic. I probably didn't use the discount that much at Old Navy, but yeah, I do miss that discount. And what's even crazier, I have not shopped there since. Now I've gone in there maybe over the years, because this is back. Ooh, this is back. It's more than 15 years ago. That's crazy. But yeah, and then when I went off to school, I transferred stores and I worked at the Old Navy down there. And I ain't too much care for that one. And that's when, and then I came back. So I had dropped out of college and I came back and went back to working at the Old Navy here. And then I actually got promoted. I think it was a stocking position. They gave me keys to the store and all that kind of stuff. So I did move up a little bit, and then I went back down to school. I made my mind up, went back to school, and then transferred back. And then I actually got like demoted because I couldn't. They had the positions full, and then I did not like that store. I quit. I think I did a no call, no show. And that ain't even me, but I did that because they was. I think, you know what? I know what it was. They didn't give me a raise when I got back to my home store. They had did my raise, and then I found out I didn't get a raise because one of the managers said that I was too. What did she say? I forget. She said I was too something. Too. I don't know. But I know what it was, because this is what they would do. They would schedule me these crazy hours, and I always told them, I said, I'm here for school, and then I work. School come first, and then I work. So if you schedule me crazy stuff, I'm gonna let you know I can't do that. So I gave you my school schedule and all of that. That's what it was. And I think it was a couple times I didn't come in. I didn't do a no call, no show. I just called and said, "Hey, I'm not coming in because I got class. I got to do this. I got to do that." So that's what it was. And then after that, I said, "Yeah, it's time for me to leave Old Navy," and I left. And I ran across the street to Macy's. Got there. I was and this was like seasonal. So yeah, your boy got like retail background, customer service. And once upon a time, I was really into clothes. I used to dress like had a lot of shoes. I remember when I went off to school, when I went off to college the first time. If you came and seen my room, it looked like I was still there. It looked like nothing was left. I mean, everything. It was so much clothes that it looked like I was still there. It didn't look like I took anything with me. So but it was them discounts. That's what it was. So I worked at Macy's and I was a sales supervisor during the Christmas season and they wanted to hire me on. They wanted me to stay, but I didn't because I went back home. And then in 2012, I had this job, this merchandising job. You all know I love tech and all of that. And so I was that company called Action Link, what they did, they are the people who go in and set up uh displays. Like you go in Best Buy and you see like the Dell, Microsoft, all that stuff. They have a third party company, which was us, go in and set all that up. And you might do that overnight. You might do a midnight shift. So this company actually will fly you, get you a rental car, get you a hotel. So that's what I did. I did that for about a year, no, maybe 2 years. Yeah, did that. That was a cool gig. It really was. And they had little discounts if you wanted to buy stuff. Talking to y'all, telling y'all this is crazy. Like I did some crazy stuff, and it ain't like I ain't even got to the late stuff. But and then I left that job, and then I became a delivery driver for a bakery. I became a delivery driver for a bakery, and I remember I had started driving. I would start like at 3 a.m. and drive all the way up to like 3 a.m. to 7 a.m., delivering bagels, cookies, and all that kind of stuff. And it was a cool gig. But the thing about it was, I think I was driving 7 days a week, 7 days a week. And I got burnt out. Now, it was a company, it was a husband and wife, small business. They were starting out. So I was able to I basically like they needed the help. They really needed a driver. So I did it. Then after a while, I think I did it for a straight year. I did it for 6 months, 7 days a week. And then I went to five because they hired somebody else. And then I got burnt out. I got burnt out. Your life is awesome. Everything built who you are. Man, you yeah, 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 it's wow. It's wow. I will say it's wow. It's wow. So and then oh, I forgot one job. So I was playing at my church. I started playing at my church before I went to school, before I went to college. So that was always in the background. If I came home on the weekends, I would play. But and then when I came back, I was just there full time and I was playing. So I was doing that on Sundays, driving for the bakery. And then after a while, I got tired of driving like that. And then I went into I started working for a hotel. And what's even crazy, I still work for that hotel. See, that's the thing. Like people like when you get into trucking, I know trucking really takes over your life. It really does. But I'm just built to have like plan B, plan C. So yeah, I still actually currently work for a hotel. I do like one day maybe every 2 months. She look, I'm sitting here talking about it. Hold on, I don't want to skip comments. Yeah, Jasmine. They did mostly bagels. They did mostly bagels, but the bagels were good and I could get them. This is my friend Marcy. and Marcy she is the GM at that hotel that I currently work for. And she just commented. But yeah, I started working in the hotel in 2015. I remember Marcy, she thought I had money because when I started there, yeah, I bought a brand new car. And I was able to buy a brand new car because I was a church musician. And then I was working at the bakery. I got paid every week. And I was at home. I didn't have my own place. So I had some money to play with. But I started working in the hotel full time, work nights, used to do doubles, y'all. Sometimes I go upstairs and go to sleep, come back down. I'll do a 3 to 11, then do a 11 to 7, or I'll do like, yeah, I worked some crazy hours. And then I did that for, I think it's been 8 years, Marcy. I think we're 8 years in because I think you're 8 years in. So, yeah. And that's one reason why I still work there. That's one reason why I still am there because when I travel smart. Like my last flight, I paid like $15 because there was points. I got the Southwest credit card and I had a credit and I had points and I said, yeah, I paid $15 for a round trip flight last month. Ah, we really did. We used to run that hotel. Me and Laura used to run that hotel. Like literally, we were the face of that hotel. But yeah, shout out to my friend Marcy. Thank you so much for even allowing me to be on the roll. But like I said, anytime I'm available to do some, I'm here or whatever. And then I started working nights. So I started working nights and worked nights during night audit. That's like 11 to 7. But and then that ain't even like there's so many other jobs. I remember I worked at American Sale. I seen a thing online and they were hiring for a sales position. So I go in there looking for a sales position. And these people wanted to put your boy in the warehouse, talking about, yeah, you gotta lift this, grab that. I'm like, what? Nah, like that ain't what I signed up for. I went there one day and never came back. And then I went downtown and I worked for Marriott. I did that. I worked down there because downtown Chicago pays more. And I wanted to stay in the industry and they paid more. And that's kind of why I did it. But I never left my other hotel. I stayed on the road, said, wait, hold on. We just gonna chill out in the back because I may be back. So like I said, shout out to Marcy. Thank you so much for letting me do that. Cause some people wouldn't do all of that. So yeah, you got to give respect and props to people when they're good people. Uh oh, and then I worked at a SES. I worked for a company for mentally disabled people. It was a day program. And I worked there for 3 months. Worked there for 3 months. And this is when I still had my first car. I had a 99 Chrysler Concorde, the big body. That was my baby. First car I ever had. And when I bought it, it had 140,000 miles on it. But it drove good. Took me to college, brought me back. My friends and all used to be in there. That was the car. But yeah, it was time to let it go. But me doing that drive back to Tinley Park, it was wearing it down. So Tinley Park is like 35 minutes away from here. So I didn't want to do that. I remember that car didn't even have AC. I had leather seats. And I don't think it's the passenger window. The passenger window wouldn't go down. But you couldn't tell me nothing. I had that car clean. I would shine it. I would wax it. I had a sunroof. Man, that was my baby. It was my first car. But yeah, so I worked at that company for 3 months and I met like some amazing people. One of my good friends who actually passed away. Like we got real close, real fast. I remember they had a going away party for me. We went to a restaurant. Like somebody that worked there 3 months. Like that's wow. But yeah. So let me tell you about that job. What's crazy now I'm putting all this together. I was there and your boy learned how to drive a forklift. I had to get forklift certified and the power jack. And I literally loaded trucks. I was loading trailers. Why was I doing that? Well, because we had to learn that. But what's weird is how all of that comes into play now. Now being a trucker. It's like I learned all the ins and outs. Isn't that wild? That's just crazy. Just crazy. So gas services, yep. That's what it was. It's good to where I worked in different industries to help build character and help maneuver with different people. That's very true. So then after the hotel, oh, I'm not done. I got like one more job. Yeah, one more job. And then after the hotel, this is when I got my big boy job. I started working for GSA, the federal government. And I was a fill-in. So if anybody was taking off, I filled in. And it so happened that people were taking off more frequently, especially in the summer. People got vacation time. So I was able to fill in. So I was working the hotel. I worked the hotel 11 to 7, and then I would drive downtown Chicago about an hour and work 8:30 to 4. And then sometimes I had to go back and work the hotel 11 to 7, and then I had to go back downtown. So so and then I think somebody got fired. So they hired me on permanently. And that's when everything flipped. And I said, well, I ain't got to work that hard now because this one job was able to make things happen. So I stayed there for 7 years. Um, Even during COVID, the pandemic, I was able to work from home permanently because I was going downtown back and forth every single day. And then they put me, I was on probation. After the probation, then I was able to do what they do. They were 3 and 2, 3 days at home, 2 days in the office. And then COVID pandemic happened. Then we permanently went went home. We stayed at home. So even now the position and the job is remote. It's all remote. I did, Christy. Lyft driver. I started Lyft and Uber. Had to be 2015 because that's when I got my new car. Why you want to buy a new car and do Lyft and Uber? I don't know, but it was reliable. That's why. But I did enough Lyft and Uber to pay my car note. My car, that car, I think it was like 241, 271. It was like that low. So I would just drive Lyft and Uber to pay that. I forgot about that. Yeah. I'm still on their roster now. I think I'm still connected to the app. I just ain't done. Now Uber, I have not updated because they want you to do your they want you to do you gotta take your car to get inspected and all, and I just ain't got time to go do that. But Lyft, because I live in Indiana, they don't care about all of that. Yeah. I done did some stuff. Wow. And at one point, I was working for my auntie. She had her daycare, and I became her driver, her van driver. So there was always some driving in there, if you can see. Well, not that side of them, but it was pretty federal. I mean, when you walk into the building, you had Homeland Security, and to get in the building, if you didn't have your access card, you had to just like you get on a plane. You had to take off your shoes and belts to get in that building. So yeah, it's pretty secure and pretty federal. It's Darium. Yeah, or early morning bagels. What's up, friend, brother, mentor? This is my best friend for like, I don't know, 20. We go back to 2008. 2007. But we used to be on your way to work. And I used to call you. Wow, that's crazy. And to know, like, I'm glad I kind of did pull this out. I didn't look it over until now, but now seeing how the framework goes, and now that I'm on the outside, the other side of the warehouse driving a truck, that's just crazy. So now it's just like, wow. So I guess I kind of give like when you go to them shippers and they taking forever. Now there are sometimes I'll be like, let me go, y'all need me to get the forklift. Like I actually know how to do this. I can load it up. But no, it's just crazy to be like well rounded in the industry like that. I didn't really pay attention to that. But yeah, one thing about your boy though, like I always got something else in my back pocket now. If trucking, if something happened and I needed to do something else, I can make the pivot and move. I've always been that kind of person, and I've always literally always had like more than one job, even if it was a side job or something. So in this day and time, you have to. You literally have to. Now I will say, being where I am now with Martin, I haven't had to. I literally haven't drove Lyft. Um, because I don't have to, but I can if I want. So I am in a much better place, and I do thank God for that. If you're on here, let me say this. I'll be forgetting. Can you give this video a thumbs up? It's gonna help the algorithm. And I'm trying to get to right now. We're trying to get to 2,500 subscribers, even though I'm trying to get to 3,000. But let's get to 2,500 first. And we're 28 subscribers away. Yeah. Well, very true. You always got to have like a plan B. And like I've always, I don't know if I got this from my dad, but you just gotta you just have to really um you can't get complacent. Let me say that. You can't get complacent and you just can't put all your trust and faith. Your trust and faith should be in God. He is your ultimate resource. But some of us will put our faith and trust in a job, in a career, and they'll pull the plug on you in a minute and hire somebody else or downsize, and you be looking stupid like, dang, like what about me? So you always, and that's why it's so important. Like what I'm learning now, like I'm glad, like I've had my uncle, shout out to him. He was telling me, he was like, hey, look over here, you look for a local position, do this. And like I told you, I wasn't even looking for a local position. It just kind of fell in my lap. But he was trying to tell me, like, nah, get off the road. He was like, nah, leave that reefer stuff alone. And he got like 7, 8 years in the game. So I can trust what he has to say. But I've seen him how he move and all. And you kind of just gotta know when it's time to move up. But it goes back to self-worth. Like I understand how when you starting out, people say, oh, it's bad for everybody. And which it is, it's kind of bad, but it's not all bad in every area. You just got to find out what works for you. And I'm so glad I did it early on, trying to find out what works for me. So I was not about to get stuck. And yeah, remember delivering the bagels at done. Yeah, I used to deliver to the University of Chicago. I used to deliver to the Langham Hotel that's right next to the other guy's hotel. If you know Chicago, you know what I'm talking about. We ain't saying his name on here. But yeah, like those were some days. And I remember being out with the cops, like, because they're out and all. But I used to be waving at them, they waved at me. Some good times. But yeah, your boy has always been a driver. Let me say that. Like I love driving. I am the driver in the family. So when it comes to road trips and all of that, it's me. Let me see here. I think that's all the jobs. I think that's all the jobs I've had. That's crazy that I've had that many jobs. Let me count. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 jobs. 10 jobs. What's cool though, I can see that I was never I was like I stayed like the minimum 2 years at places. It wasn't like I was jumping all over the place, except for American Sale. American Sale, nah, I wasn't about to be in somebody's warehouse. Especially when you that's not what I signed up for. Like if that's what I wanted to do, give me the choice. Give me the give me the choice to say, yeah, that's what I want to do. My mother said, yep. Chrissy said, nothing wrong with that 10, not bad. Yeah, because I know a lot of people, they either have more or they got like less. And so, yeah, I don't I don't feel bad. I'm learning how to use StreamYard as well, y'all. I just want to say thank you for the folks who do come on and rock out with me. Like it's been interesting. One thing for sure, you can read all the I stopped looking at those videos, the videos that teach you do this, this is how you can create content, blah blah blah, because they all sound the same. But the biggest thing in the midst of it is being consistent. And so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be consistent, showing up, letting y'all know I'm here, and that's it. But I'm about to jump off of here. I'm gonna go grab me something to eat. I think I'm gonna take Jax for a quick walk before it gets dead. But I just wanted to chop it up with y'all and hang out with y'all. But thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna give about 10 seconds just in case y'all type in or saying something. Once again, like I said, if you can you give this video a like and comment and subscribe, because that just helps the algorithm, that helps push this video. So Christy, can y'all not what I ain't trying to get all your business. Do you work for the company I used to work for? Is that what this is? I've seen your name before. Are you with the company? Because if that's the case, you can run. And if you're in California, I know with that company, the company I left, you can run the truck. Oh, okay, never mind. I do know, I don't know, different companies do different things, but the company I left, we could run a truck when the threshold, I think it has to be like 85 or something. If it's over 85, you can idle the truck. That might be but then it's weird. Like if your trainer is a owner operator, they don't want to spend money in fuel. But I remember there was when I was in my own truck. No, that was in the winter. I had to run my truck. In the winter, I think I was in North Dakota and it was like negative 10. I had to run that truck. So I ran that truck like 1 week straight, didn't turn it off. I had the reefer, couldn't turn it off because if I turned it off, the fuel line and all of that would freeze. Even with putting gel in it, the anti-freeze gel, I still just ran it. So I was regenning that truck like it's every other day. It was like regen. But yeah, I do know there's a threshold, but every company is different. Like if it's too hot, you can just run a truck. If it's too cold, because it sucks. Like you got to drive, you got to get up. You need to get a good night's sleep, so you should be comfortable. But I'm hoping that you don't have that much longer in training. You can get up out of there so you can be able to do your own thing. You must know I'm about to go eat. I don't know what I'm gonna eat because I didn't cook today. I'm gonna cook tomorrow. Let me tell y'all what happened yesterday. This is what happens when you get um this is what happens when you get complacent. I ain't gonna say I got complacent, but yesterday I was on my way taking my last load, delivering it. Left the place. I was like 5 minutes away. And I only know this one road to get to the interstate and come out. Never needed to know any other ways until yesterday. I was about to get into this intersection where I usually go, and there was an accident. It was a nasty accident. So nasty that it was an Amazon Rivian van, the electric. the electric Amazon vans, that van was on his side and it was blocking the whole way of the other people. And then it was another car. I don't know if that car T-boned it. I don't know. But it was a big bad accident. And so the cars, what they were doing, they were turning and then doing a U-turn. I got a 53-foot trailer. What I look like. But now that now that I've been thinking about it, I should have told the cop, like, hey, I need to do a U-turn. Can you help me do that? That's what I should have did. But instead, I made that right turn and I went on a goose hunt trying to figure out where was I going. And I had to pray. I had to pray. I used GPS and I prayed because I didn't know that area like that. And then it started making me feel like back when I was over the road, because there were some times when you just like, all right, where these low bridges at? Where these little small streets at? But I had to put all that back on because I was like, all right, state roads. All right, yeah, I'm going east. All right, the interstate this way. I need to get this way. And so within like 10 minutes, I was able to get back around and get on the interstate. But yeah, it was like that was something I have not done, especially working here because we take the same road. Ah, Jasmine said, you don't like asking for help. Huh?" No, it's not about that. I don't have a problem asking for help. But this is what Martin says. You make a U-turn, your butt is out of there. You do not make U-turns. That's what they said. And so that's part of what scared me. I was just like, but if I do this U-turn, then I'm gonna have to explain to them that I did a U-turn, and I would have had to have the cop in front of the truck, like get in front of the truck so the camera can see you that I'm actually you helping me do this. That's what was on my mind. I didn't want them calling saying you made a U-turn. I'm like, yeah, I made one. It's an accident right here. Everybody doing it. That's why I didn't go that route. I was just like, no, if I turn down here, I can figure it out. But yeah, it just keeps you on your toes. Trucking will really keep you on your toes. If you watch my video, my last video, I gotta take the shop. I gotta take the truck to the shop tomorrow. Yeah. So it might be down for like 2 days or so. So what's happened? This is very weird too. The truck, as I told you in the video, when you hook up the electric line, the running lights on the trailer are not working. The running lights are also your tail lights for the back of the trailer. They will not work, but the four ways work. The brake lights work, but at night, when you need those running lights, which are your tail lights in a car, none, black. So that's what we got to fix. And then not only that, it's not every trailer, it's only some. So I'm like, so I've been telling people who drive, I'm like, what you think this is? Everybody think, oh, it's just the pigtail. You need to make sure that's tight. I'm like, nah, it ain't that. I know all about that. I know how to the 7 pins if you need to make it tighter. I know how to do all of that. That's not what it was. So and then I find out that it's actually that truck specific. There's other trucks that have the same problem. So we got to go get that taken care of. Pray so hard to Akron, Ohio. Lord help me, sure, with the construction and closed exits. See, that's the thing, man. See, I've been getting spoiled because I go the same route, and I know, like, I live in this area, and I like if it's construction, I know how to get around it. But when I was up there at the plant, I never took a different route because I just never had to. But yeah, I'm praying for you too because I know how that feels, and you like. I'm not bobtail. I got this big old trailer. Don't y'all see? Yeah. And then the construction that's going on in Chicago, it's like so it's been going on for like I'm 34. It's been going on for like 30 years. Seems like, and it won't end. It won't end. Have you done any mountains, Christy? Have you been in the mountains yet? Driving. I remember my first mountain experience. And my trainer had a lot of faith in me. He just knew. He was like, "Oh yeah, you fine." I'm like, "I'm fine." And you go down that first mountain. I believe we were in South Carolina, North Carolina. I think we were there somewhere. It was one of the Carolinas. And my stomach went down when you feel, and we were like 40 some thousand full. And when you feel that, I felt like the steering wheel was so small. And it felt like I was on a roller coaster. I was just like, what? And I'm looking at him. He like, yeah, just stop brake. Okay, take your time, do this. Use the Jake brake. Okay. He was very calm. But after that first experience, I knew what to do. It's like, all right, I got it. I got you. So for me, it's actually kind of fun when you do mountains. It's not fun when you are in West Virginia and you full. I don't like that because you can't go up. Like I think my truck was going like we got down to like 35 trying to climb. But they sent me, I think my last trip when I did mountains, I think I went to Virginia. Uh I was light. They only had me like at 20,000 and I was getting it. I was getting it. Going down, going up. Yeah. New York State and a semi truck. Yeah, that was my last big trip. I went to New York. Went to New York. I think me and Jax was in New York. And you can't do nothing. You can't do nothing. And then there's some trucks that just be like, "Vroom." I'm like, man, if y'all don't make this truck go faster. And truth is, the trucks can go faster. They're just programmed to be wired down because fuel companies do that for fuel and all of that. So they're capable, but yeah, that's what happens when you're a company driver. If you had your own truck, because I didn't even know, like in a Freightliner, you see the dash says economy. Well, if you own the truck, there's a mode where you can put it manual, performance. There's a performance mode. Like you can change those modes. And I'm like, wow. Cause I think in my first truck, I don't think I could no, yeah, my first truck, I could change the gears manually because sometimes you have to when you are on them in those mountains because you're not trying to blow your radiator. So you got to watch your temperature gauge and all. So yeah, but all right, you all, I'm going to get out of here because, like Chasman said, I need to go get something to eat. This is how I am on Tuesdays. I stay in the house because Tuesday is my first off day. Then I got tomorrow. I'm actually technically working tomorrow. So but all right, you all, thank you for joining me. You all be blessed, and I will see you all in the next one. I'll be back next Tuesday, the 30th. I'm probably gonna put like a poll out. I'm gonna put a poll out on YouTube and on Facebook. Like, let me see what y'all want to talk about. Give me some topics and some things like that. And if I do continue to keep going live, I want to even add on like some other truckers, some other people, kind of make it interesting because yeah, let's build community. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a good night, you all.